Hi and welcome to this live currency strength indicator table video with me, John, on this Monday the 24th of April. Here you can see we have the tables in front of us. We have the trend traders table and the day traders table. These are the same studies but just highlighting different time frames. You can see here that some of the currencies are highlighted in green. That means there's a confluence between the trading time frames, and that's why we're focusing most of our attention in these videos. The tables auto update every 5 minutes 24/7, meaning that our members can see how the market stands right now in real time. So got quite a few currencies highlighted today, including New Zealand Swiss still, which we talked about over Friday and Thursday. So we could see some potential downside in that currency pair still. We've got the euro that's featured here as the second strongest currency and the pound as the third strongest currency. New Zealand is the second weakest currency, and we have Aussie as the third weakest. Now I'm actually going to take a look at pound Aussie. I've had to look at all the currency pairs, and pound Aussie and Aussie Swiss are setting up quite nicely. We'll just rehash over New Zealand Swiss as well, just so we can have a little look at what's going on there. But don't want to take too much of your time today. But looking at pound Aussie, the reason I'm interested in this market is overall we're in an upward trend. Okay, if I just grab the daily time frame, you can see that price is making higher highs and higher lows. And before, we've talked about the potential for price to come and reach the area of 1.9150. Now, the reason why we were looking at that is because it's these previous highs over here, and the last high formed at the end of January 2022. So we're looking to see if price could potentially head up to that area there, which still gives us a good 570 pip target to work with. Now, if I look at the 4-hour time frame, the reason why I was most interested in this currency pair was because we keep getting these kind of ranges and price breaking out the ranges and then sort of retesting them. What I mean by that is we had this kind of range here between the 1.87 and the 1.8550. We broke, we retested that, we moved lower. We then traded within another range between the 1.8550 and the 1.84 handle, and prices traded outside of that. Now, because I want to be long, looking for the shorts wouldn't have been a viable opportunity. Looking at the longs, on the other hand, would have worked out really well. So I want to be looking at a similar thing here. Can price pull back now into the 1.8550 handle? Can we look for a long position there and then look to see if we can get up to the 1.87 for our first targets, and then see if we can let it run for the 1.88, and then see if we can let it run for the 1.9150. Now the 1.88 handle, if I just zoom right out, I'm just going to have to go back on the chart a little bit. It's actually the neckline of this sort of head and shoulders pattern that develops, and you can only really see it on a daily and a 4-hour chart, but you can see we had that head and shoulders there. So that's why I've marked in the 1.88 handle, just in case price does kind of come back into that level of interest. So I'm going to be looking for opportunities around there. We could potentially limit order in this area, stop loss at 75 pips or below this range. The only thing, if you are going to do that, is you need to choose one that's going to give you a good reward to risk ratio to get you to the 187. Now, if you were to go long here with your stops below, that's 160 pips, that's 150 pips. That's a negative reward to risk ratio. That's not something we should be really interested in. If anything, 75 pips to 80 pips will give you that 150 to 160 pip target. At least you have a 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio there. Obviously, if you hold through, then you can look to target a lot higher if price remains moving within this kind of bullish range as well that you can see, or the bullish channel that you can see developing here as well. So pound Aussie, I quite like the opportunity to the upside there. The second currency pair of interest was Aussie Swiss. So if we just jump into Aussie Swiss, the reason why I like this market as well is because actually we're breaking through the key area of the 0.6 level. Looks like we're going to be trading a little bit lower. Whether we can get to the 0.55 or the 0.55 area is going to be quite interesting to see. I don't think we will, but looking at it again at the sort of 4 hours, giving us a little bit of a more sort of or a better view of the market, essentially, just because we've got more information here, and we can see that we ranged at the 0.6 handle. We've traded through that. If price was to come back up, will it reject? We've got the 0.6 with this trend line resistance running through. Is that going to be our area of interest for a potential short opportunity? So that's something to consider as well on Aussie Swiss. I did say we'll rehash Kiwi Swiss at the end just because we had the weekly close now below that 0.5525. What I don't want to be involved with is a false break. So if that does start to climb back above and close above, I won't be interested at the end of the week. However, we could be looking just to see how price performs if it does pull back. What I mean by that is if price does pull back, gives you a double top pattern or a head and shoulders pattern and breaks the pattern, that would be a sign of further downside for me. And I think Kiwi Swiss could potentially travel a lot lower. Whether it gets to the 0.53 handle again is yet to be seen, sort of thing. But you know, that is the sort of low where price could be heading towards after this breakout. So definitely again something to consider going into this trading week. But I like pound Aussie the best. I think it's got a good sort of area of structure we can work with lots of potential upsides. So keep that in mind for this trading day or this trading week. Set some alerts, maybe set some limit orders, and see how this one plays out. Thanks for watching the video. Look forward to speaking to you in the next one.